Hello, my name is Dr. Wilson. I am the superintendent of Oak Meadow High School. As you know, the Oak Meadow High School Drama Club has been tirelessly working on the smash hit British mystery Is Always the Butler. There were 3 days from opening night but had to cancel because of the pandemic. The good news is we got lucky. The Oak Meadow High School Drama Club doesn't take no for an answer. Their motto must be there's no, we can't, and the word no.
What's that supposed to mean?
I, for one, could not be more proud of our Oak Meadows High School students. Go Wolverines! They had decided the show must go on and will go on with a Zoomy virtual production.
It's Zoom, moron!
When life handed them a virus, they decided to go viral.
This is idiotic.
Tonight, they have invited all of you proud parents and community members to
How
enjoy
long is this going to go on for?
the Zoomy dress rehearsal. It's always the butler. Before we start, I would like to offer some thanks to the amazing people that make this
We have
possible.
to get started. Just mute him. We'll tell him it was a tech problem. Stop! What are you doing?
We're starting the show.
I don't understand a word you're saying.
But I thought we had to wear masks.
You're in a room by yourself. You don't have to wear masks.
Oh, okay. Time, circa 1930. Set, Bruckner Manor, London. Scene 1. We are in the lavishly furnished great room of Bruckner Manor. Mid-stage, a formal table is set for tea. We hear the sound of a majestic doorbell. Clayton the butler opens the front door, and Abigail enters, extending her hand, expecting it to be kissed.
Hello, my name is Abigail.
Sir Bruckner has been expecting you, Miss Abigail. I am Clayton, Sir Bruckner's personal butler.
Clayton heads for the archway, but is interrupted by the sound of a doorbell. He goes to the door and lets in Mr. and Mrs. Paxton.
Hello, we're the Paxtons.
Sir Bruckner has been expecting you, Sir Paxton. Lady Paxton?
Just Frank is fine. I'm not a sir.
You are now. Sir Bruckner has had all of his living relatives knighted. Even the underprivileged lot from across the pond.
There's the sound of a louder, more majestic sounding bell.
I do not have time to tend to your belongings. Please have a seat at the table with your name cards.
Whoa, get a load of this place. Your Uncle Bucky must be loaded.
Hey, don't call him that. Honey, we're not alone.
Howdy.
Abigail? Is that you?
It's me.
It can't be. But the accident. What accident?
Oh, right, the accident. I'm all better now.
Oh, well, thank goodness.
And, you are?
What? It's me, Ellen?
Oh, right, Ellen. Good to see you.
It's good to see you too. I almost didn't recognize you.
Oh, that's okay. It's been years. I wouldn't have recognized her either.
What matters is we're all here together.
Would you look at all this? Name cards? I wonder why he asked us here.
I don't know, I just got here too.
Get a load of this one. It only has a question mark on it. Mystery guest.
They sit at the table.
Whatever this is about, Must be pretty important.
Hey, maybe he's about to croak or something, and this is the reading of the will.
Stop that. He thinks he's funny.
I'm not trying to be funny. Look around. Your uncle lives in this castle, and you live in a glorified trailer park.
He worked very hard to get here.
Baloney. Behind every great fortune is a great crime.
He is my uncle, and I will not allow you to disrespect him like that.
What about you, Abigail? What has he ever done for you?
The tea is getting cold.
They begin to pour their tea. We hear the sound of a doorbell. After a moment, it rings again, but no one hears it.
Do you think we should get that?
Except Abigail.
I don't know. They're pretty formal around here. That butler catches you, he might clobber you over the head with a dust mop.
Abigail? Abigail? What is it?
Abigail runs out the archway. A moment later, Clayton enters, agitated, and heads for the door.
Afternoon, Sir Elvin the Magnificent. Sir Bruckner is expecting you.
Nice to be expected. My baggage is in the carriage, and if you don't mind, be very careful with the trunk.
Please join company with Lady.
I know who they are, thank you. Kindly inform my uncle I have arrived. And do be careful with the trunk.
What's with the trunk? Is there a body in it?
Frank, so good to see you.
Haven't seen you in a while.
Now, just one moment. There are 2 of you and 3 freshly poured cups of tea.
Nice to see my dear cousin hasn't changed. Sherlock, that's Abigail's tea.
Ah, our dear cousin Abigail. How is she?
You just saw her. She's the one who slammed the door in your face.
That was her? Poor girl. I figured the master was gonna answer the door.
Oh, I think I know the plan. Scare the old codger to death as a shortcut to the reading of the will.
Ha! The devious mind in this element. You haven't heard. We may not need a shortcut.
That'll be enough of that. Maybe you should check on Abigail.
When she finds out why we're here, she'll forget all about it.
It is Sir Bruckner's wish that all arriving guests wait in the grand room.
Uncle Elvin! Elvin, I've missed you.
What a pleasant surprise.
I haven't seen you in days. Years.
Luckily, we have an entire weekend to catch up.
This is all so strange. It feels like a family reunion. Is that what this is?
Yes, with a darker edge to it.
Clayton enters, goes to the door, opens it, and reacts dumbfounded.
Are you just gonna stand there making me feel less welcome than a match salesman in a fireworks factory? Or are you gonna let me in?
Young lady, whoever you are, I'm afraid Sir Bruckner is not expecting you.
Well, he'll just have to start inspecting me, because I'm here, and I'm staying, sure as a water buffalo stuck in quicksand. Hi, y'all. Now, don't everybody get their knickers in an unkindly state. I am the long-lost grandniece of my great Uncle Bruckner.
I'm Abigail. I too am Sir Bruckner's grandniece. I don't believe we've ever met.
You ever have occasion to trail by Wild Goose Meadows?
That's where I'm from.
Now, hold on. Someone's goat cheese ain't covering the whole cracker. I've never seen you there.
There was an accident, so we had to move when I was young.
I am Sir Bruckner's nephew, and I remember the accident.
Well, maybe you best make yourself unmember, cause she ain't kin to me as sure as a woodchuck ain't take a liking to a cross-eyed dentist.
Young lady, calm down. We'll settle this out. Let's start with you. Who are your parents?
I ain't telling.
If I may, my name is Ellen Paxton. I am Sir Bruckner's niece. And I do see a resemblance.
Jolly good. It's all settled then.
Not to Sir Bruckner, to my husband. He's not related to him.
Mrs. Paxton gives Mr. Paxton a suspicious look. What? Oh, I get it. This is sick.
Oh, for heaven's sake, this is pointless.
It is with great pride and humility I present to you the master of Bruckner Manor, Sir Edmund Bruckner.
You may all be seated.
Uncle Edmund, it is so nice to see you.
It's comforting to know that you still enjoy wrestling matches with the troop.
A metaphorical near fatal jab to the upper torso. Touché.
Clayton, there is something amiss with this gathering. I would demand an explanation at once.
Master, I'm afraid at this point an explanation lies in the realm of the impossible.
Where's that?
It appears we have an imposter. Shall I escort the imposter to the door via egress by boot?
Yes, that would please me.
What in the hog fiddles?
Just a moment. What are you doing?
I am following your instruction and escorting the imposter.
That is not the imposter. That is Betty Sue, my lovely grandniece.
I do beg your pardon.
Simple sorry will do just fine.
Master, if I might inquire, if this is not the imposter, who is?
Me? Has your trolley left the carriageway? I am Abigail, your grandniece. You sent for me a fortnight ago.
Stop! Why are you speaking in an English accent? You're supposed to be from Alabama.
Dear me, that bloody accent, sorry. Me? Has your Mack truck left the highway? I'm Abigail, your grandniece. Y'all let out a holler 2 weeks ago?
I'm afraid I don't recognize you. Remove her.
Great balls of fire! Y'all know who I am. You invited me here.
Sir Bruckner, if I may, I do recognize this woman, and she is indeed your grandniece, Abigail.
Come closer. You don't look familiar. Where are you from?
Connecticut. And Wild Goose Meadows, too.
She's blowfishing. I've never seen her there.
That's because you were a toddler when I left.
Name calling ain't gonna do you a lick of good.
Betty, I declare, I am your second cousin once removed.
By who? The sheriff?
What?
You can't be my second cousin. My first cousin is my brother.
I do believe her. I see the Bruckner resemblance.
Very well. Perhaps my memory chooses not to keep pace with my bounty of years. You may all be seated.
Thank you, dear uncle.
I would prefer Sir Bruckner.
Excuse me, Sir Bruckner. It's been a long time.
Not that long.
I must say, Sir Bruckner, you are looking very well.
Sadly, my doctor is not in agreement with you.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope it's nothing serious.
Serious enough that he has instructed me not to engage in any long-term planning.
Well, I'm sure he meant for future retirement years.
He has advised against any future purchase of a calendar.
Oh dear, I am so sorry to hear that.
We are all sorry to hear that.
Not as sorry as you will become after I reveal my final testament.
Dear uncle, we would care less about your testament. All we want is for you to get better.
Well, very well. If you prefer, I shall exclude you from the will.
Oh, no, that won't be necessary. Your lovely niece wouldn't want you to go through all that trouble of rearranging things around.
I have called you all here to reveal my final testament. I'm afraid my tenure among the mortal will soon collide with a premature juncture to the hereafter.
Is that good or bad?
The latter.
So it's neither?
After thoughtful reflection, I have concluded that not one of my descendants here has earned through virtue the right to the Bruckner estate.
Dear me, this is highly inappropriate.
Please. So I have decided to award the Bruckner fortunes to the winner of a game.
A game? This is highly irregular.
Surely you jest. I mean, you're kidding me.
Oh, I hope it's horseshoes.
As you have all failed to possess the slightest inkling of moral integrity, the game shall test one of your more ominous qualities, that of cunning.
I must protest.
And so you shall.
What is the game?
At the strike of midnight tomorrow, there will be a murder at Bruckner Manor. Now, the person who solves the murder will become sole heir to the Bruckner fortunes.
This is insanity! Creating a game out of murder? We'll have no part of this.
Surely you jest. I mean, have you lost your cotton-picking mind?
This done got me more nervous than a shivering porcupine in a hot air balloon.
Anyone who wishes not to play is free to leave. Curious, I don't notice a beating of a path to the door.
Will this be an actual murder?
That will be for you to decide.
A reading of the will. What can be more British than that? Stick around and you might just find out who gets what. Scene 2. Later that afternoon in the parlor room. Sir Bruckner is seated, drinking his afternoon tea. Clayton is standing at attention near him.
Are you enjoying the cathartic influence of the soothing rainfall?
Perhaps I might if my capacity for understanding today's prior events were not so overburdened.
But you do understand the concept of a game.
I do.
And as the stakes of the game increase, so does the thirst for victory among your competing parties.
Agreed.
Wait, stop. What is that? It's supposed to be raining. I wanted to give it a rain effect.
It's not raining inside the house. That's ridiculous.
Oh, sorry. Okay, take it back from agreed.
Agreed, however.
Yes?
Were the elements of the said game to exceed the threshold for depravity, perhaps this might facilitate an inconvenient intervention by one's local authorities.
The bold
In my humble opinion, we may find Scotland Yard may not as easily distinguished between the philosophical nuances of your game and murder.
I have not instructed any participant in the game to commit the act of murder. I am merely allowing my morally insolvent relatives to pit their iniquitous behavioral shortcomings amongst each other.
It is my belief that you have delved further into the more creative crevices of your mind. You may have secured a more satisfying and less lethal scheme of enacting revenge.
Ah, balderdash. I have a right to avenge my early demise.
By contributing to the delinquency of your offspring?
I am merely nurturing the seeds of wicked malevolence lurking in the souls of my progeny.
Dear master, if I may, it has been said that before embarking on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves.
My good fellow, my grave is already dug.
Very well, I have spoken my mind.
I am grateful for your concern and feeble attempt at spiritual advice.
My pleasure, master.
Earlier today, during our family gathering, did you notice anything odd about any of my vile descendants?
I notice oddness in all of your descendants, sir.
Anyone in particular?
There appears to be deficiencies in Betty Sue's cognitive resources.
And what about Abigail?
Other than anomalies in her horizontal circumference, I can find no irregularities.
There appears to be something in her that nurtures apprehension within me. I would ask that you keep an eye on her.
It might aid in the success of my investigative endeavors if you were to enlighten me the nature of your concerns.
If I had knowledge as to what they were, I would not require you to investigate.
As that is your wish, sir, I will proceed as you have instructed without further inquiry.
Splendid. Now, have you made your choice?
Choice, sir?
Our little wager.
Yes, sir, I have.
And have you placed it in the envelope as agreed?
It is.
Splendid. Hand it to me, please. Here's mine. I shall place them in a safe, and we shall reveal their contents tomorrow morning as agreed.
Jolly good.
Clayton, my good fellow, this tea is a tad off.
My sincerest apologies, sir. I shall replace it without taste.
That won't be necessary. Perhaps it is a deception of an aging palate. Try for yourself.
It is no bother, sir. I shall prepare another cup.
I do appreciate your alacrity, but a simple taste will solve the issue.
I could not allow you to suffer such indignation. I shall prepare another cup.
There is no need from that. A simple go at this one will suffice.
Oh dear, as you wish. I'm afraid I confirm your suspicion. This tea is a bit tough. I shall go to the kitchen to replace it.
Clayton,
Yes?
come here.
Yes.
I do appreciate your affirmation, but I would prefer that you taste it.
You do?
Yes, I insist.
Oh! Oh! Oh, my apologies, Sir
doddering
Bruckner!
old
I'm
fool!
sorry, Sir Bruckner, my apologies!
Get out!
My apologies, Sir Bruckner! My apologies!
Get out!
I'm sorry, dear fellow! Sir Bruckner, my apologies! Sir Bruckner, I am so sorry, Sir Bruckner!
Oh dear. Sir Bruckner was rather upset. Was Clayton up to no good? If you dare stay with us at Bruckner Manor, we'll find out. Scene 3. We are in the grand room. Elvin the Magnificent is performing a magic show for the other guests. He's displaying his top hat.
Now, do we all agree that this hat is occupied by a rather large rabbit?
Yes.
And do we agree that other than the rabbit, there is nothing in the hat?
Yes.
Excellent. Go to sleep now. Dear me, he appears to be hungry. Shall I feed him?
Yes.
Jolly good. What shall I feed him? Did I hear somebody say a carrot? Excellent idea. A carrot it is. There we are. A large, juicy carrot. Now let's feed it to our fluffy bunny. Dear me, did the bunny not want the carrot? I see the problem. There is no fluffy bunny. Now for my next act, I will need a volunteer. How about you, madam?
Me? No, I'm the narrator. I'm not supposed to be in the play.
Don't worry, we don't discriminate around here.
What? No!
Let's give a round of applause for our esteemed narrator. Just one moment. Get in here, don't.
Hold it! That doesn't work. What? Changing the background.
I think it works fine.
Oh, so now there's two directors that work here.
No, sorry. I was just offering an opinion.
Well, maybe I'll just direct myself home and let you opinionate the rest of the show.
No, come on. Don't get like that. I was just offering an opinion.
This is way too confusing.
It's no big problem. Let's just do it without the background. Let's give a round of applause for our esteemed narrator. Now, just one moment. Probably good.
Elvin carefully escorts the narrator into the magic box. And locks it.
Stop, stop!
What now?
You're not in the play.
Yeah?
Everybody knows you're the narrator. You're not supposed to be in London. You're not even in a costume.
That's why they wanted to change the background.
Hark! Yonder cries the prattle of an intruding director.
I was trying to offer. Never mind. Exit pursued by a bear.
Listen, this is way too confusing. Let's just use Mrs. Paxton as the volunteer, okay? Take it back to Elvin.
Elvin carefully escorts Mrs. Paxton, into the magic box and locks it.
How about you, young lady?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Oh, but I insist.
No,
I insist. I
no.
insist.
Are you sure about
Please come,
this?
Ellen.
I,
Pretty please.
maybe someone else?
Please. No. It's you go.
Honey?
No.
Honey?
It's in the box.
I don't.
Just. As you can see, our esteemed Mrs. Paxton is inside the magic box and secured with these heavy steel chains.
Elvin performs some magic gestures and chants in an unrecognizable language.
I
Magic box, I command you to take the Mrs. Paxton to a faraway land. Veni, Vidi, Vici! I now present to you the empty magic box.
It's Abigail. She's dead! What is the meaning of this?
I don't know what went wrong. She wasn't supposed to be in there.
Where am I?
She's alive! Stop that!
Dear woman, are you alright?
I don't know. Someone hit me in the head, that's all I remember.
What were you doing in there?
I thought it was the loo, the bathroom.
I believe that is about as much as I believe a Yankee Civil War reenactment.
Where's my wife?
I don't know. I didn't see anyone.
Elvin? Where's my wife?
I can assure you, a professional magician never reveals his secrets.
You idiot! There's a maniac on the loose. Where's my wife?
I can assure you, I don't know where your wife is.
Swimming donkeys in the Devil's Pond. There's a note.
What does it say?
Extra person. Can you help me out here?
Exit, pursued by a bear.
Just a moment. I think I've heard that before.
So did I. It was the superintendent. He said it. He did it.
What are you talking about? I'm not even in the play.
How convenient. Then why did you say exit pursued by a bear?
I don't know. I remember it from a Shakespeare class. It just sounded cool.
I say we bring him in the play and make him talk!
Yeah!
The crowd stares at each other dumbfounded. Then they realize the superintendent couldn't have done it because he's not in the play.
Just a minute. We didn't realize that. I say he's a good suspect. Let's bring him in the play.
Elvin suddenly realized that that doesn't make any sense at all.
I didn't realize that. I'm bringing him in.
Suddenly, Clayton drags Elvin off stage.
I'm bringing him in. Let go of me. That's not in the script. This is cheating.
End of scene. Sadly. Mrs. Paxton has gone missing. Where is she? Has she been
Murdered?
Scene 4. We are in a darkened room. There is a thunderstorm approaching. A door opens and we see 2 dark figures enter, carrying lanterns. They creep about the room, obviously searching for something.
We're wasting our time.
Shh, be quiet. Don't be so loud.
He's not gonna leave her where anyone can find her.
Look, if you don't start getting a little bit more enthusiastic about trying to find my wife, I'm gonna start believing you had something to do with this. Did you see that? There's something wrong. The lightning flash. It happened before the thunder. We're being set up.
Wait, stop. That's not in the script.
I know. You told us to ad lib if something goes wrong. There was just the thunder before the lightning flash. It's supposed to come after.
Are you kidding me? No one is going to figure that out.
I did.
Take it back to something to do with it.
I might start believing you had something to do with this.
This is crazy. Why would I kill my own bloody cousin?
Because she's not your cousin?
All right, you got me. She's not my cousin. I am.
No, wait. Let me guess.
Okay.
She's your second cousin?
Right. She's my second cousin.
Now, let's go and find my wife. You check that side.
It would be a lot easier if it weren't so dark in here.
I tripped on something.
Quiet!
Ah!
Quiet!
It's a body!
It's my wife!
Is she dead? Is she dead?
The music is too loud.
Is she dead?
No, wait! I have a pulse! She's alive!
That's my hand you're holding!
Where am I? Ugh, my head is killing me.
Honey Munchkins, you're okay! Oh, thank heavens!
What happened?
They hear the sound of footsteps.
Someone's coming.
Wait, that might be the murderer. What was that?
Let's go.
Wait! Wait! What if he murders me?
Don't worry. If he murders you, I'll murder him.
Oh, that sounds fair.
Good. Now, I'm gonna go find out who he is. You just stay here, pretend you're dead. We're gonna go hide in the closet.
Okay. That sounds like a dumb idea.
Abigail and Mr. Paxton hide in the closet.
This was a dumb idea. What are we supposed to do in a dark closet?
Wait, I hear him. He's inside the room. Be very quiet. I'm going to check and see who it is. The door! It's locked!
What? How'd that happen?
Quiet! He's outside the door!
From inside the closet, they become terrified as they notice the doorknob twist left and right.
You don't have to whisper. You're not in the scene.
Shh! That might be the murderer! We hear a clicking sound and the door opens. Mr. Paxton clobbers Clayton over the head with a broom.
In the future, I would prefer a less enthusiastic greeting.
It was you! You are the murderer!
I beg your pardon?
You tried to murder my... Where is she?
Where is who?
Don't play games with me. I know your type. It's always the butler. And I have witnesses. Abigail?
Mr. Paxton runs to the closet and looks inside.
Abigail? Abigail, where are you? She was right there with me. And my wife, where are they?
Sir Paxton, please forgive my impotence in assisting you in your missing persons pursuit. Permit me to procure you a double brandy to help your delusional frame of mind.
There's nothing wrong with my mind. What's going on here?
A suitable portion of brandy will renew your strength to continue with the game.
This is not a game. This is some sort of twisted, sick pursuit by a warped mind.
My master is not the architect of his progenitor's impulses for treachery. He is merely a spectator, disillusioned by them.
But what about my wife? Is she playing along with this game?
Yes, but possibly not in the manner she may have expected.
The heck does that mean?
She will probably be the first.
The first?
The first to be married.
What? Are you out of your mind? Where is she?
You don't wish to play the game any longer, sir?
No! Where is she? What's going on?
Sir Bruckner will not be pleased.
Where is she?
That would depend on her mortal state.
What?
If she is alive, she is probably tied up in the attic. And if she is dead, she is in the cellar. Where would you like to start?
End of scene.
What was that?
It was me, sorry. I couldn't help it. Where would you like to start? That was kind of funny.
It wasn't supposed to be. And why isn't your mic muted?
Honey, could you help me to mute this? That director's being a crybaby.
Real end of scene. Scene 5. Elvin and Abigail are alone in a darkened corner of the manor library.
How did you know there was a trap door in the closet?
I know the playwright.
What were you doing with Mr. Paxton anyway?
He was trying to make me help him find his wife.
That wasn't a good idea.
It wasn't my fault.
Listen to me. I hired you because you're one of the best actresses in London and you resemble the real Abigail. But your American accent is all over the place and you're acting like you don't know a thing about these people.
How am I supposed to know what people sound like in Wild Goose Meadows? Wherever that is.
Let me put it this way. If you mess this up, I won't inherit this estate and you won't get paid.
I'll do it. Don't worry.
Good. Now what happened in the magic box?
I don't know. I was hiding in there like you told me. And when she came in, I guess I must have scared her and she clocked me in the head. That's all I remember.
And she snuck out the trap door. But why?
I don't know. She thought I was trying to murder her.
You were trying to murder her.
Yes, I know, but how did she know that?
She knows you're not the real Abigail.
How?
Because the real Abigail was murdered by her father.
Surely you jest.
Well, not actually murdered. It was an accident. He thought she was a rabbit and shot her.
For the love of Queen. Wait, where is Mrs. Paxton?
She's probably hiding.
What if we try to find her and have another go at murdering her?
I've got a better plan.
Go on.
Well, my idiot uncle has obviously lost his mind. All we have to do is convince him a murder happened, and I get all this.
But we don't know where Mrs. Paxton is.
We don't have to murder her. We just have to murder someone else.
Who?
You!
Me?
Not really murdered. We'll just make it look like you were murdered and blame it on Mr. Paxton.
Why Mr. Paxton?
He thinks you murdered his wife.
He would think that, wouldn't he?
You are exactly right. If you're thinking that I will think, that Sir Bruckner will think, that Mr. Paxton will think that I thought you murdered his wife.
But we still have to find her, or Mr. Paxton will think that I think that you thought that I had murdered her, so Bruckner would think that you did it.
I know how to solve this. I'll actually murder her.
But you don't know where she is.
Yes, I do. She's hiding in the attic.
Honey, this is getting way too confusing. How did he know she was in the attic?
Wilson, your mic is on again. Come on.
Honey, the director is whining again. Can you mute us?
So you're going to go up there and murder her?
That's the plan.
But Mr. Paxton will know.
That's easy. I'll murder him too.
Oh, I'm not so sure about this. How would Oscar Wilde have put it? To murder one victim might be a mistake, but to murder two might seem like carelessness.
Wait, stop. That wasn't in the script.
Yes, it was.
Oscar Wilde didn't say that. That's ridiculous.
But it's right in the script.
Just leave it out. Go on.
Okay, how shall I say it? To murder one victim, I'm okay with, but to murder two, I might feel a little guilty.
That definitely wasn't in the script.
How else am I supposed to say it? That's the gist of what the playwright said.
It doesn't matter what the playwright was trying to say. No one is going to understand this anyway. Go on to the next line.
All right. We'll have it your way. We'll only murder Mrs. Paxton.
Here's the plan.
Narrator, would you mind? This is a private matter.
Yes, of course.
We'll do it
La
tomorrow
la
at
la
4
la
o'clock.
la 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 la.
Someone's coming.
Abigail and Elvin quickly hide as Clayton and Betty Sue enter.
And this here is the Master's Grand Library. Every book a first edition.
Wow, they look too old for
I
that.
beg your pardon?
You don't have to.
Master Bruckner has a ferocious appetite for reading.
I don't like to read when I'm hungry.
Pardon me?
I already did.
That's not what I... Never mind. I'm rather curious about your background.
Well, there's not much to it. There's a firewood pile, a trailer with a flat tire, 2 flat tires.
Not your backyard, your family.
Well, there's not much to say. My pa's in the jailhouse, but I get to see him on Sundays if...
Your father's in prison?
Yeah, he was out hunting with the mayor, and the sheriff's wife tried to bring him some sandwiches, but she was wearing a fur coat.
Yes, now I remember hearing about the accident. What about your cousin Abigail?
She sure looks like her, but I don't see how that's possible.
Oh?
Well, after my pa got out of prison for the first time, he was hunting with the mayor again, and Abigail wanted to bring him some sandwiches, but she was wearing a rabbit coat.
Please don't go on.
The judge said when he gets out of the jailhouse, he won't be allowed to hunt again until he gets a new pair of spectacles.
That was very helpful. Now let me escort you to your abode.
That's okay, I don't have to go. Oh.
They exit. Abigail and Elvin enter.
We're in trouble now. Clayton knows.
This is just a minor setback.
What if he tells Bruckner?
That's okay. We'll murder him too.
Are we gonna have time to murder all these people?
Never mind that. Here's the plan. Wait!
I thought I heard something.
Go on. What's the plan?
Mr. Paxton's bought a bottle of champagne he's going to pop open tomorrow. I bought a bottle identical to it that I'm going to lace with poison.
Make sure you sit left of Mrs. Paxton. As soon as Clayton pours your glass, ask to see the bottle. Then, when no one is looking, switch the bottle with the one with poison in it.
But wait, Clayton will continue pouring the glasses and will poison everyone on the table.
I've already thought of that. I've filled this bottle with just enough champagne for one person.
You are as sinister as your uncle.
Yes, and soon I'll be just as wealthy.
You mean we? We will be as wealthy.
Yes, of course, we will be just as wealthy. My iniquitous co-conspirator.
Scene 6. We are in the dark, eerie attic of Bruckner Manor. The thunderstorm has strengthened. Mrs. Paxton is tied to a chair, and Mr. Paxton paces behind her.
Stop complaining. You should be happy I found you here.
Yes, I'm very happy. Now, can you untie me?
But I need to understand something first. Who tied you up?
What is there to understand? It was Elvin. He was pretending that I was murdered so he could win the game.
But you're still alive. Why didn't he murder you? And win the game. He only wins if there's a real murder.
I'm his cousin.
I think I understand. He's a magician. He's going to murder you, blame it on Abigail, and he wins the game.
Why don't you just murder him and blame it on Elvin?
He's your cousin.
I don't care if he's my cousin. Can you untie me?
But I was rummaging around his room, and I noticed there's a bottle of champagne. I think he's going to use it at the family gathering.
Great. Can you untie me?
But I'll get the same bottle of champagne, and I'll put some poison in it. And tomorrow, you sit to the left of Abigail. And when Clayton pours the bottle, you switch the bottles.
They hear the sound of a key entering the door.
Someone's coming. You be dead. I'm gonna go hide in that corner.
There's more jiggling in the door.
Flying donkeys of Chattanooga, what are you doing here?
Betty Sue? What are you doing here?
Looking for you. Nobody's not been thinking that you weren't murdered, and nobody didn't tell me that you weren't up here.
Dear me, someone's willing to commit murder for mere monetary gain?
And Uncle Bruckner's will.
What made you think I was up here?
Well, Uncle Elvin told me not to check the attic, but that got me remembering. Every time my ma told me to not check the cabinet, it meant that there was gumdrops hiding in there.
Well, aren't you the sly one?
I'm usually fine after a bath.
Huh? Oh, anyway, I need you to do a favor for me. You can't tell anyone I was up here. Can you do that for me?
You can count on me. I'll be as quiet as a Sunday school teacher in a strip club.
Thank you. Now, can you untie me? Someone's coming. Quick. Hide in that corner.
Someone's already hiding there.
Find another corner.
Okay.
The door slowly opens. A dark figure enters, and Mrs. Paxton screams when she realizes that it's me.
Ah! You? You're the narrator.
I had to come up here and warn you. Some people are trying to murder you.
More than one?
Yes. Now listen to me very carefully. You are in grave danger. The playwright isn't clear on who the murderer is yet, but I'm this close to figuring it out.
Great. Can you untie me?
No, I don't have time. I have to leave. I run towards the door and stop when I hear the sound of a key entering it. I run to a corner to hide.
There's someone there.
Yes, I know. Clayton enters with a serving tray of tea and teacups.
Well, good afternoon, Lady Paxton. I noticed you were entertaining some guests, and I thought I'd prepare some tea and crumpets.
Yes. Thank you.
I trust that you're enjoying your stay?
Not really. Can you untie me?
I can after I finish preparing your tea. You have a line here.
No, I don't. The narrator does.
Oh shoot, I have to leave and finish narrating. I leave the room.
Rather fortunate she departed, I neglected to prepare a cup of tea for her.
If I may ask, how long have you worked for my Uncle Bruckner?
27 years, 6 months, and 9 days.
It must have been an interesting life.
It might have been had I not regretted every single miserable, wretched, unsatisfying moment of it.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Don't be. Soon you shall have your own level of despondency.
What?
And tomorrow I shall look forward to the most joyful day of my life.
Mrs. Paxton is interrupted by a knock at the door.
There's someone at the door.
Shall I hide?
There's no more room.
There's
Don't make
another
sound.
knock at the door.
Shall I allow them entry?
Mrs. Paxton looks up and has an internal memory recall.
Don't trust anyone. Let me think.
Mrs. Paxton has some more internal thoughts.
What if he's the murderer? But then again, the butler's always the murderer. It's okay. Let him in.
No, we can't let him in!
The door slowly swings open. Mr. Paxton runs to it and slams it shut. He struggles against it as someone is trying to break in. A moment later, Clayton casually walks over.
Sir Paxton, allow me. This is a servant's duty.
Are you crazy? There's a maniac out there.
Your tea is getting cold.
Clayton holds the door and politely gestures Mr. Paxton to leave.
Whoever is out there, please refrain from this cacophony. My master is having his afternoon nap.
The intruder suddenly stops, and we hear the footsteps of him running away.
Narrator, who was it?
I don't know. It's not in the script.
Shall I enter in pursuit?
Of course! Don't let him get away!
With pleasure. But allow me to stir your tea first.
Forget about the tea! Just go get him!
Forgive my presumptuousness, but I assumed that you take 2 sugars.
Whatever! Just go get him!
Scene 7. We are in the dining hall.
I would like to extend my gratitude to all of my loving relatives for joining in our final family reunion.
Dear Uncle, this will surely not be our final reunion.
Well said. I'm sure this will be one of many delightful family reunions in the future.
I declare, there'll be more happy reunions than a bow-legged cowboy has.
Overfed horses.
Overfed horses! Yeah, that works. Peachy.
Sir Bruckner, I'm sure I speak for all of our loving relatives when I say we are so proud of you and the lifetime of success you have achieved.
Thank you for such a kind sentiment, regardless of the ulterior motive.
Your achievements will be a shining beacon of light upon a mountaintop we will always strive for.
Your magnanimity is as welcome as it is suspect.
We can only hope to mirror your lifetime and unwavering pursuit of excellence.
A glorious exaltation of barely discernible ferocity bathed in palpable duplicity.
All these fancy words got me more confused than a kangaroo on a pogo stick.
Perhaps the butler will kindly provide us with a champagne toast to celebrate our happy Bruckner reunion.
An excellent sentiment. Clayton, kindly accommodate us.
With pleasure and honor, sir.
Clayton opens a bottle of champagne and begins filling Bruckner's glass.
Dear Uncle, all your loving relatives have survived the night at Bruckner Manor without a murder. I'm sure this pleases you.
I would caution you on a precipitous celebration, as the persevering resoluteness of the clock has yet to strike midnight.
was curious about the vintage.
Oh dear, the bottle seems to be empty.
Allow me. I'm afraid you've made a mistake. There's still champagne in this bottle. Oh, excuse me. I'm not really in the mood for champagne. I'll just give my glass to my husband.
I'm afraid I couldn't allow that. This is our final family reunion. I insist that we all toast.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me, may I?
Yes, indeed. This was a very good year. You can have my glass. I think I'll share with my wife.
I'm afraid that would not be acceptable to Sir Bruckner.
Excuse me, may I take a gander at this here bottle? Yep. That's a good advantage as sure as Billy the Kid keeps banker's hours.
Well, it looks like we are ready to proceed. I would like to propose a toast to my loving family, whose virtues may not always outweigh their shortcomings, but as blood is thicker than avarice, I salute your covetous proclivities. Here we go. Cheers to the future master of Bruckner Manor.
Pardon me, dear uncle, but that didn't make any sense.
It would have had you remained attentive in English class.
I'm as confused as a hedgehog in a hedgehog in a hedgehog in a...
Betty Sue is interrupted by the Doppler-affected sound of a falling man yelling followed by a splash.
Stop! Why are you reading?
I think the narrator must have gone home. I didn't know what else to do.
What? Are you kidding me? She's such a jerk. Take it back to Hedgehog.
I'm as confused as a hedgehog in a...
Great Caesar's ghost.
What was that? It came from the cellar.
I do believe there may have been a murder.
But who? All of your loving relatives are here and accounted for.
Don't remind me.
Sir Bruckner, this is not a laughing matter. It appears a mystery guest has just been murdered in the cellar.
Well, it is not the victim I would have preferred, but it will have to do.
But Sir Bruckner, this is fabulous news. This means none of your loving relatives have to worry about
Murder!
Sir Bruckner, it appears all of your remaining relatives have been successful at murdering each other. Would you prefer I clear the dishes first, or investigate the prior turmoil in the cellar?
You may top off my glass first, and then proceed to the cellar, while I savor this delightful moment.
With pleasure, sir.
Scene 8. We are in the library of Bruckner Manor. Sir Bruckner is reading a book. Clayton enters with a tray of tea and crumpets.
Well, good morning, master.
Good morning.
I trust you slept well?
Yes, I most certainly did. And I was so gently awakened by the cheerful chirping of blue jays.
Very nice to hear, sir.
Thank you. I trust you had a pleasant sleep as well?
Very well, sir.
Good. Now I am so willing to indulge myself with morning tea and lightly buttered crumpets.
I am so eager and delighted to oblige, master.
Thank you.
You're a most welcome, master.
Clayton?
Yes.
With all of the convolutions of last night's celebration, I was left with two lingering conundrums.
Yes?
Who poisoned Betty Sue?
Perhaps as she is the most underprivileged recipient from the Bruckner gene pool, I assumed she may have poisoned herself inadvertently.
That was my first assumption as well.
And your second quandary, Master?
Who is in the cellar when?
In addition to the relatives that I threw in this morning.
Yes, the one that did not enter post-mortem. The one that fell in last night without your assistance.
Forgive me for not being able to deduce with certainty, Master, but the person did leave a clue behind.
Please enlighten me.
On the ground near the well, I found the script of a play entitled It's Always the Butler. And on the script, highlighted in yellow, was the narrator.
Interesting. That doesn't help explain her lack of meddling in this morning's affairs. Well, that satisfies my curiosity, thank you.
Very well, Master. Shall we now finish our tea?
With pleasure. And perhaps now would be an auspicious time to unseal the envelopes.
I am in full agreement, Master, and can happily oblige your request.
Shall we keep the amount of the wager at 5 quid?
I find no reason to amend it, Master.
Splendid. Aha. Well, here we go. My prediction on who the murderer would be is the butler.
Me, sir?
Yes, I am embarrassed to say that was my guess, and I am ever so grateful to have been proven incorrect.
Not quite, Master.
I beg your pardon?
You are not entirely incorrect.
I do beg your pardon.
You did win the wager.
I did. Would you kindly provide me with an explanation?
With pleasure, Master. I just poisoned your tea.
Oh dear. That is rather some unpleasant news.
Yes, I'm afraid I must agree with you, sir.
And what was your guess?
The narrator.
The narrator?
Yes, and I am pleased to have been proven incorrect.
That was rather a foolish choice. How would Oscar Wilde put it? Never mind. Have yourself a very pleasant afternoon. Oh dear.
Yes, Master Bruckner, it was a rather foolish choice.
Not that fool.
The narrator.
I'll take over from here.
Oh, okay,
The
thanks.
narrator, I enter the room. Oh my god.
Good heavens! What are you doing here?
I poisoned your tea.
Most unsavory news. But I don't understand. The title of the play is It's Always the Butler.
Yes, but I just couldn't stand another typical British mystery where the butler is always the murderer.
A thoughtful sentiment. Well, at least I won the wager. Partially, at least.
What?
It is rather curious.
Curious?
I am surprised by your unpropitious visit, blemished with unsavory news.
And why would that be?
Please, let us have a spot of tea.
And, why would that be?
Prior to your arrival here, I clandestinely entered the narrator's box and poisoned your soft drink.
That's some really bad news.
Unfortunately, I do agree with you. How would Oscar Wilde have put it? Oh, never mind. Have a lovely afternoon. Before I affiliate myself with the choir of angels, who is in the cellar well?
The mystery guest.
Thank you. Have a lovely afternoon.
After Clayton the butler utters his last words, he keels over dead. A moment later, wait, I don't want to say this line.
Sorry, you wanted to be the narrator.
I keel over dead.
Well, there you have it. It looks like we're fresh out of guests at Bruckner Manor. But that's what happened when you enter the world of
It's Always the Butler. Butler.